What's up, good people? How we doing? Welcome to Montez at Midday. I'm your host, Dre Montez. As we're just coming in. Happy New Year to you good folk out there. Happy New Year to you. If you haven't had a chance yet, you can go ahead and check out DreMontez.com. Check it on out. Check it on out. It's up there for you. Lots of cool stuff up there. There's links for all of the sponsors as well. And they would definitely have something there for you. Again, that's DreMontez.com. You know how we do. High fives, chest bump, and let's hug it on out. There we go. Let's hug this thing on out. Let's hug this thing on out. It is the new year. It is upon us. It came very quickly. Happy birthday to my former Navy buddy, my man Herb. There it is right there. Lots of great things going on today on this way back Wednesday edition of Montez at Midday. If you haven't had a chance to listen to my latest podcast episode, it is up. Who's to blame? Check it on out. Good news. Onyx the dog was found safe and sound. Great job to the good folks in St. Charles County, Animal Rescue, Dog Rescuers, Facebook. All of you people made that possible. But yes, they found Onyx the dog. You know how I feel about them four-legged animals. I have a special place in the heart for them all the time, always will. You can follow us through our social media as well. We have a page on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast, and Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. As well as on YouTube, we have a page, Dre Montez. Thank y'all to the new followers out there. Appreciate it. All the new followers. Those of you know who you are. It's like one of my catchphrases right there. Those of you know who you are. So every time this comes up, it becomes a conversation amongst people, friends, dreamers, the ones who want to do something really, really cool. And it's the lottery. The lottery is almost up to $1 billion again. So it gives that fascination, that dream. If I could only have all that money, I would be able to do what? What really would you do? Realistically, if you won this Powerball, this mega million, what would you do? Would you still go to work? Would you still live where you're living at? Would you just upgrade? Well, how many of you just up out of here? That it'll take that much money for you to get the hell up out of here, or whatever living situation are you in? If you're about to get married, would you still go through with the marriage? If you win this said lottery, almost $1 billion. When you're kids and playing this game, it's different how you dream about the fascination of money. I myself, if I won this amount of money, it would be the worst thing in life to ever happen to me. Oh, God. You're talking about bad decisions. Hell, I was broke making bad decisions. Can you imagine if I had that amount of money? It'd be nothing good made of these decisions. Not at all. The first 24 hours probably be the best decisions I ever made. After that, oh my God, I'm not responsible for what's going to happen. I can imagine if TMZ gets a hold of the story that I won almost $1 billion playing the lottery. I'm just imagining how people would be reacting to that. If you saw on the news, Dre Montez has won $1 billion in the lottery. What's the first thing you think I would buy? I mean, just if you think you know me, what's the first thing you think I would buy? I tell you this much, I'm buying a farm. Put it that way. That's probably the first purchase. I'm buying a farm. I'm going to live off the earth. That's already the dream. But the money really probably wouldn't change me that much. But there are a few people that I know that have won the lottery. Not this much. And they went through some changes. Good and bad. But there was a learning curve at the end of this story. As it always is when there's money involved. But that much money could be, that's a life-changing experience. That's for generations and generations to live off of. If you blow all that money yourself, you need therapy. You need therapy. I mean, everybody always talk about investments, but then you always see these movies and stories about bad fucking investments. So how can I make sure that I'm making the right decision. I'm talking reputable companies, reputable firms, financial institutions have been caught up in a sham before with a shady scam on investment. So when it comes to that, you got to be worried of that too. So what are you going to put your money into? What is it? A house? Okay, we got to live it out somewhere. So where we going to live while our dream house been built? I mean, I really don't want a 5 or a 10 bedroom crib. Hell no. Give me a one level house. One level house, 3 rooms, stripper pole in one. Sunken pool in the backyard with a hot tub and jacuzzi. That's it. That's simple living right there. See, that's attainable. That's sustainable living as well. But all these big old houses and all these cars, no, because I can't drive. My chauffeur, lifetime driver got to be on point. So it's probably going to be someone within the man cave family. But I can't see myself just having a lavish out-of-body experience if I win $1 billion. I mean, I'm going to do some wild shit, but the first 24 hours, that's probably the smartest things possibly anybody's going to do. First thing we're doing, get a lawyer. That's rule number 1. If you win this lotto, get a lawyer. Don't tell no, get your lawyer. Get your lawyer. Let's talk about this. Let's get all parties involved. Everybody involved. Everybody you slept with in the past 30 days. Get them involved. We want this to turn out in a good way. I mean, you got to think outside the box. How can I protect this? Because I'm not moving. I hate moving. I'm not moving. No, that's not going to happen. The party's going to come to me for the rest of my life. I'm not going nowhere else. Everyone's going to come to me. Well, we're going to change the game in the script, but I hope I know someone that wins this lottery and we can see how they're going to change the lives of their friends, loved ones, family members, podcast hosts out there, golf cart drivers, wherever you may want to spread the wealth at. I want to hear the experience on how this thing here is going to turn out. It'll be an impressive way of starting out the new year as opposed to being fired in the NFL. Oh, you got to tiptoe around athletic parents in the month of December and January. Why is that? That's when they lose their job. The side chick got to be careful. She don't want to mess up her end, her cut for herself and her kids, her family and crew. They got to walk on eggshells in the month of December and January in the world of sports. Because if you say the wrong thing, you could be on that exit strategy up out of there. Speaking about the NFL, there are 2 jobs out there that I find very interesting for obvious reasons. One is the Jacksonville Jaguars situation, and the other one is the LA Chargers. Considering where Jacksonville is located and the people of Florida, God, I love you down there. I love me some Florida people. Yes, I do. Yeah, real talk. The way they treat you, the way the food is, the women, the way the men speak, the college football fans of the Florida Football Gators family, let's hug it. All that. Then you have a NFL team. Kind of had a little fan base in the early stages of the days of Mark Brunell and Jimmy Smith and boys like that and the big boy Tony Baselli. Those days. They had a little bit of a fan base, but it's hard. Being in a college town, it's hard doing that. You got to win on a consistent basis. Now the Chargers, they're sharing a luxury condo with another team. They are the Clippers and the Lakers version of the NFL, the Rams and the Chargers. We get that, we understand that. But the upsell has to be that quarterback. I don't know no quarterback, no position player that could have showed up on the stage as the way Justin Herbert did. He found out literally minutes, within 10 minutes before the official start of an NFL game where he's supposed to be riding the bench, watching like everybody else for the next year and a half, 2 years, on his path to NFL quarterback stardom. But a crazy medical accident to Tyrod Taylor got this young man in a game that when he went in the huddle, one of his teammates said, "What you doing out here?" And lo and behold, the numbers he put up were fantastic. Now, if that team could have played defense and offense together in the same game, we could possibly be looking at the LA Chargers in the playoffs this year, but that didn't happen. And you got the Jaguars being in Florida, no luxury tax. 11 draft picks in the upcoming draft. They looking for a new head coach. The Chargers looking for a new head coach. They have a quarterback. They have the receivers to stretch the field. They have a defense, if it can stay healthy, can be in the top 10. Which job you taking? If you're new to this NFL process of being a coach, getting your first NFL coaching job, let's look at the situation. Which one is more enticing to that veteran leadership, that college town, that trade? Someone to get on our same level when we're talking that championship speech. Not just in September, but the first day that training camp opens, virtual style, Zoom while. Who's on board? You got to figure that out. Now with the Chargers, if you've been in this position before and the only thing you were missing was a quarterback, we ain't got to go no further. If the only thing that was stopping you from being a winning head football coach was the lack of a quarterback with arm strength and arm talent, look no further than the LA Chargers. There it is. That should be easy picking right there. But we all know this is not going to go as smoothly as we think it is. We know Jacksonville going to fuck this up. It has disaster written all over it for the Chargers. I mean, come on now. Come on. I think any one of us from the man cave, any one of us from a local barbershop could have coached the Chargers with that team to a winning record. Anybody off the street could have done it. Put a winning, if you have the right coaches in place, it makes the head coaching job, what, kids? Easier. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all on that level right there. I just don't understand. We always question the athlete sometimes. But I'm on the level now, I'm questioning the ownership. What message are you sending from the top on down as this process filters on down? What is the message you sending? Why are we starting down here about a message? It should be started from the top, and everybody continues the same winning formula. But you get a coach coming in who's already banging heads with the front office over bullshit, and they never figured it out. Then the league starts, and now there's animosity all over the place, and no one is listening to nobody. You don't want to sign the players I need to get some winning done around here. Well, you don't want to listen to me because you don't think I know about football. That's what happens all the time. Biggest thing while we all yell and fight, say it with me, kids, miscommunication, Daddy. There you go. See, you learned something a little bit here and there, don't you? That's what we're trying to do this upcoming new year. Speaking of this upcoming new year, coming in April, Brubman presents The Point of Softball. It's a softball show. It's going to air on Monday nights, live streaming. If you want to get on board as a sponsor, several of opportunities for you. You can get your logo on here like on the screen right here. You can get a watermark on here as well. We can shoot a little 30-second commercial of your business to overlay while we're doing this 1-hour show. We'll put a link on the website for you. There's all kind of ways for you to get involved. And if you would like to be a sponsor of Brubman Presents The Point of Softball, the TPOS, reach out to me. Go to DreMontez.com for information on how to get a hold of me. But that's how we going to do it right there. Moving further along on this way back Wednesday edition of Montez at Midday. Way back style. I don't know if it's due to the pandemic or the holiday season, but I've been watching movies I've seen before over and over again. Finding little hidden innuendos I missed or things I totally forgot about, or I'm finally getting the real true meaning of this movie. Like the Star Wars, all the Star Wars. I watched that in the early stages of the pandemic. What I figured out about the Star Wars trilogy or 2 weeks of your life you can't get back, anthology, whatever, that was bad parenting. That's all that was. Bad parenting. If they'd have just told them kids the truth about their daddy and their sister and their mama, none of that would have happened. Bad parenting. That's how I summed up that movie. I have another movie I have to sum up for you. National Lampoon's Vacation. Clark W. Griswold. Yes. Yes. Love this movie. Love everything about the movie. if you've been on a family vacation before, you really get this movie. You really, you can vibe with it. This is what I got out of the movie. Here's this hard-working white guy who wants to take his white family to a place that just really makes him feel like a kid again. Like a kid again. Now, at the same time, I'm growing up as this movie is coming out. I have never seen a white dad act like this before, what I'm seeing on the screen. So watching this movie again, it's all coming together to me now. Hold on, let me get this straight. His wife wanted to fly to Wally World. Clark said, hell no, we're going to drive. He wants to drive with the kids. Go cross trip. They got to stop by and see Cousin Eddie, and we know we got to pick up Aunt Edna. We know about that. But on the way to Wally World, different obstacles happened to this man and family. Losing the ID at that time, that was some hard shit. You had to wait anywhere from 21 to 35 days to get a lost credit card back in the mail at that time. There was no going to the internet. There was no switching this over to this card. No, this is at that time. So that's a struggle. That's some stress on a family. On a family trip, we have no cash. I gave Eddie $500. Now we got to take Aunt Edna. Oh, we got to go. They killed a damn dog. Aunt Edna dies. Clark still wants to get his family to Wally World. Aunt Edna dies. It's raining. What do you want him to do? Huh? The nephew, the cousin's not at home. Arnie's gone. He's in Flagstaff. Got to leave on the porch. And my man says it perfectly. Honey, I'm not an ordained minister. I'm doing the best I could do. Bogarato. Amen. Hallelujah. Let's go. In the car, his family actually said to him, Dad, I want to go home. Audrey said, yes, I miss Jeff. I want to go home. His wife says, yeah, Clark, let's just go home. With a straight face, this man looks at his family and says, I think you all fucked in the head. We're going to Wally World. This man, all he wanted to do was take his family to Wally World. That's it. We get to Wally World and they're closed down for maintenance. What do you do as a dad? If you drove halfway across the country with your family and you get to the amusement park you've been wanting to take your family to and it's closed for maintenance, what do you do? Do you go to the pawn shop and get a fake gun or a real gun? I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, Clark, all he wanted to do was take his family to an amusement park in California. That's all. But everything happened. And Christy Brinkley, you talking about a whore. This woman was flirting with this man with his wife in the front seat, 2 kids in the back seat, and then when Aunt Edna was in the car. And she still didn't take no for an answer. Even when they got to the hotel and he jumped in the pool and he's screaming, oh God, it's cold, it's cold. His wife come out, Sparky, who is that lady you in the pool with naked? And then Clark apologizes to the woman naked in the pool. Come on. When you look at the overall story of the Griswolds, you have to feel a certain way about Clark W. Griswold, my man Chevy Chase. Check it out if you haven't seen it lately. It is an amazing show. Speaking of amazing, I think in about 5 years, we're going to sit back and think about the year of the COVID sports season. And we're going to sit back and reflect about the NFL regular season. How in the hell did they get those 256 games off? How did they pull this off? Without a bubble, how did they do this? This is something they should be applauded on, considering what we're going through right now as we're about to get into the postseason. But the regular season of the NFL, if we reflect on what happened and how we got here, I still couldn't believe it. They had no training camp. Let that sink in. They were doing things through the virtual world, using laptops, A lot of NFL players, when we found out about, I want to say 8 years ago when the NFL went to the tablets, that a lot of NFL players are not computer literate. So this was going to be a learning curve. So you had that phase to get over. Now you have guys coming in the league who have been coached in this sport by a person in front of them for more than 10 years. And now you want them to figure out a way to do this on their own. How can I get in my mindset, in my mind frame by myself and still be a competitive athlete or contributor to this NFL team in the upcoming season? I mean, that has to be something. We sit back and laugh and giggle about this, but that had to be a difficult thing for them to try to figure out how to play football or get better or learn this new system through VR, through all other kind of electronic devices that these NFL players had access to. I'm not showing pity for the athlete. I'm just saying, wow, I can't believe what transpired throughout this season. Tyrod Taylor almost died before an NFL game. Let that sink in for you. I mean, really, how far is these medical staffs and these professional sports teams have so many oops? They got the yips. I mean, it's happened across the board in all prospective sports at one point in time or another where a team physician was responsible for what happened to said athlete. But what are the repercussions for them? Nothing. And then the incredible season that these first-timers had, these guys we didn't believe in. What team is really trying to show us some heart? The fact how Tom Brady moving to Tampa Bay kind of shifted a culture in the art of winning, the formula of winning. Did we see that coming with Cam Newton before it happened? The Tua Fitzmagic situation in Miami, wow. Did we really see the Dallas Cowboys ending up this way? Cowboy fan or not, I didn't see it coming this way. With Dak getting hurt or not, didn't see it coming this way. You slide on over to Drew Brees. I didn't see Drew Brees aging that fastly, not in front of us like that, no. Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what happens when you give a coach the first time winning a Super Bowl in a town in a city like Philadelphia, and you give them a book deal. It goes to their head. That's what happens when you give a non-proven quarterback with a subpar 500 winning record $100 million. This is what happens. They're all not going to be success stories. Whether it's the money, whether it's what the team did, or where the player's from, or what the coach did. If it all doesn't come together, it's not going to make any sense at all. What the Cleveland Browns did. Who saw the Pittsburgh Steelers being 11-0 at one point? Who saw that? The Washington football team has literally a one-legged quarterback in the playoffs. No one saw this coming on this 2020 season the way it turned out. Whether these guys had preseason games or not, they still showed us an effort minus the Jets, minus the Eagles. I saw a lack of effort from both of those franchises, and I think we need to call Larry A. Walker, attorney at law, because their behavior was absolutely egregious, and I think all fans of those two sporting franchises should be given a refund, of $2,020. Yes. If you are a fan of the New York Football Jets or the Philadelphia Eagles, I, Dre Montez, do encourage attorney Larry A. Walker to sue both of those franchises on behalf of the fans out there, both of those franchises, to get at least $2,020 back to help make up for what you went through this past NFL season. Huh? I mean, it's the least we could do, huh? We got to do something for the people, by the people, and of the people. Every now and then, we got to look out for the other man out there, the other person, huh? What transpired in Denver, no one can explain that. Maybe it's because the coach is too damn old. That could be it. That could be it. But John Elway has taken a step down. He's just going to focus on the operations of the game, and go out and get us a GM, Louis Riddick, and go out and get us a GM out there. Somebody else with some football intuition that can come in and battle him back and forth. When you're talking to yourself about business decisions, it's like the sound of one hand clapping. Nobody's really getting it. But we're going to figure it out from then as we move on right there. Again, don't forget to check out the latest episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast. Today we talked about the lottery. If you win this $1 billion, what you going to do with it? Jacksonville Jaguars and LA Chargers, which job would you take? Family vacations made me think of the Griswolds and National Lampoon's Vacation. I broke it down on what I get out of it now. And reflecting on the NFL 2020 season. As a Bronco fan, of course there were some downs. Wasn't many ups at all. I didn't see one upside of the NFL season with the Broncos. Not one thing. No. But I hope all NFL players that are on the playoffs looking at the TV like we will be as the fans, take a Dwayne Haskins moment out of this and appreciate the details of your NFL career. You want to be in on this? Or are you just trying to be out with the people flossing and flexing? Are you trying to be with the program or not? I need to know moving forward. I'm seeing too many athletes that are misguided and tricked of the foolery that's out there. If you can't keep your eyes forward, I don't think this is for you. Why work this hard to get here and just let it go so fast? Come on now. Come on now. Come on. We're better than that, baby. We're better than that. So let's do better, guys. Let's do better. Let's keep it moving and keep focusing on the opportunities of the day that are out there. But don't forget to check out DreMontez.com today. Get yourself some swag. Do something. Make a donation. I don't know. But we found Onyx the dog. Way to go, Onyx the dog. Thank you to all the sponsors out there and to our title sponsor, The Weed Squad. Go to theweedsquad.com. Click the button. Go to the links. Share the experience, good people. And thank you again for tuning in to Who's to Blame. Thank you again for tuning in to Montez at Midday with your boy Dre Montez, host of Who's to Blame. You guys enjoy and take care.